What's up, folks? Well, if it's going to be, it's up to me to fulfill my dreams and possibilities with dedication and motivation to inspire thousands from all nations. When times are tough and breaks you down, just smile with toughness and rebuild from the ground. During tough times, adversity is a lot. Just remember, time flies, but you are the pilot. Ow! What's going on, folks? Thank y'all for stopping through. Let's see who we got in the house tonight. We got something we want to talk about, folks. Hope y'all don't mind. Hope people don't get too, soft and offended. This is the era where people just search the internet just to find things to be offended about. That's the world we live in right now, people. But we're going to take we're going to have a little small conversation on something that I think that is very, very important. And it plays into what I talked about, where people look on the internet just to find things to offend them. We're going to tie into all that. Everything I want to share with you, it ties into all that. And Marcia already kicked it off with her comment. Good to see you, Marcia. Want to say hello to Miss Quintina Lee is in the building. Thank you, Quintina Lee, for coming in. She's in the house, in the house, in the house. Watch your mouth. So listen, folks, please do me a favor. Like, share, and subscribe to those of you who are on YouTube and watching on Twitch. Please subscribe, click the little bell so that you can get notifications whenever I have these videos to come out. I'm going to be doing some other videos too, folks, where it's not live video. They're going to be pre-recorded videos, but they're going to be very short, just like little tidbits type of videos. I'm going to be working on those very soon. But I want to thank you guys for stopping through. Have something we do want to talk about. And thank you, Quintina, for the compliment. I very much appreciate it. Thank you very, 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 very much. Always a pleasure. That's Tink right there, y'all. Hold on, let me get my alkaline water. Getting back to the program. So please like, share, and subscribe. I want to give a shout out to those who is watching right now via Twitch, YouTube, and LinkedIn, because those folks, I don't give them enough credit. They be out here, they be chiming in. They don't comment much, as much as the Facebook folks do, but they be watching. I want to give a shout out to them, and I want to thank them for stopping through as well. I have a group called Tampa Bay Friends and Events. This live is also airing in that group as we speak. So I want to give a shout out to them as well, because some of them do watch as the podcast come up. So a shout out to them. Thank them very much for stopping through. And all of you who are watching right now, wherever you are in the world. Now I do have a business J Hunter Lee page that is international, and I got people who are watching because tonight is 9 o'clock, so it's like daytime or morning time over in places like Fiji, not Fiji, but Guinea, Egypt, Bangladesh, Bangalore. Shout out to those folks over there who are watching. I really much appreciate all of you as well. I did not forget you guys. I did forget you guys the last time I went live, but I want to say hello to all my international followers. Thank you guys for stopping through. Folks, we want to have a little conversation about something that's very important. Very, very, very important. We're talking about what makes the difference. What are the differences between the haves and the have-nots? Other than money, we know money distinguishes that, but we want to talk about what distinguishes the difference between them, the two, outside of money. Let's take money off the table. What makes them the haves and what makes the others the have-nots? Why some people succeed and some people don't? It's not because of failure. That's for one. Somebody might say it because of failure, or some people might say, oh, because the rich is dirty. They're all not dirty. There are some dirty rich people that takes advantage of those who are poor. I'm not speaking of those people, but they still do have something in common with the good people who are rich, who are the haves. And we're going to cover that. We're going to talk about that because listen, folks, it's very, very important. Let me aim this down a little bit. Let me see if that. There we go. I want y'all to see my pocket square, man. I want y'all to see my handkerchief. Fellas, I noticed that there's not a lot of this going on right now anymore. I go into the DMV, for the Department of Motor Vehicles. I don't see people suited and booted anymore. People are in the office now with jeans and t-shirts. Folks, kill that crap. Don't fall for that. Don't fall for that. You want to stand out. You don't want to be average. See, that's the problem. That's one thing that we're going to cover. That's one thing that we're going to talk about in this topic. Don't be average, folks. So let's get into it. Let's talk about it. And those of you who are watching, please get the likes up. We got some people already watching, right? And we only have 2 hearts in here. Let's get some thumbs up. Let's get some likes, folks. Come on. Don't hate on me. I'm only supplying and providing you some information that's going to be helpful to you, not detrimental to you. So please like. Let's like, folks. Come on, get these likes up before we really, really get into this conversation. Let's get these likes up, folks. See, that's one thing about people. This is a society we are in where people are looking to be served before they provide service. And that is one of the reasons. That is one of the reasons you have to have and the have-nots. You guys understand? That is one of the reasons. I'm going to mention that as well. So listen, folks, let's go into this conversation. Let's get the likes up. Come on, folks. Let's get the likes up. Listen, I'm your brother. I don't mean any harm. My words can be a little harsh. It doesn't mean that I'm trying to be harsh. I'm not trying to attack anyone. I'm not trying to be mean. I just have to deliver it the way I feel comfortable in delivering what I need to deliver. You guys understand what I'm saying? I'm not one of those speakers which is going to tell you, who's going to speak soft to you and tell you everything is going to be fine. It's not going to be fine until you get off your ass and do something about your circumstances. Okay? So we're going to talk about these things, folks. We're going to talk about propaganda. We're going to cover as much as I can cover with a little bit of time that I'm going to spend with you this evening. All right? So first, let me backtrack and let you guys know that I apologize for last Monday. We did not do our Monday Motivational Power Talk. That was a tiring week for me. I needed meditation. I needed mental rest. I took that week to do that. This Monday, we didn't do it because I had obligation on Monday. Someone wanted me to celebrate with him, a very, very special person who just got a new job, wanted to celebrate. I went out to celebrate with them. So it was a phenomenal Monday, and I did not do the podcast then because of that reason. So this is the podcast I'm doing to make up for not having our Monday motivational power talk. I hope you guys are okay with that. So let's get into our conversation. Okay. What separates the haves and the have-nots other than money? We're going to go through these things. Let's talk about first what you put in your mind. Let's talk about what you put in your mind. Okay. It's one word that covers it all. There's one word that really describes this entire topic. And that one word, folks, is mindset. Mindset. What is a mindset? Your mindset is your way of thinking, how you're thinking, what you think about most, what you allow to entertain your consciousness, what you put into your brain. Okay, let's start with the word paradigm. I'm not going to teach on paradigm because I would rather refer you to a gentleman that is the best, in my opinion, on teaching paradigms. His name is Bob Proctor. Look him up after this podcast. Bob Proctor. Put it in the comments. Bob Proctor. Bob Proctor, in my opinion, is the best in discussing and teaching you about paradigms. So a paradigm, folks, is a multitude of habits of your thinking patterns that brings you your lifestyle. Let me try to adjust this a little bit like that. Okay, there we go. I think I'm straight, right? Okay. It's a multitude of habits of your thinking. Your thinking, folks, creates your paradigm. Your paradigm runs your life. Prime example, what you have in your bank account right now, whether you like it or not, you put it there. Your employer didn't put it there. You put it there. If you want to increase more, if you want more out of life, then you have to become more valuable. Are you guys understanding what I'm saying? If you want more out of life, then you have to become more valuable. There's a lot of people that wants more, but they don't want to earn more. They want it. See, that's what I'm saying. That is one of the reasons why you have the haves and the have-nots. The haves are always looking for reasons to serve, always looking for a way to serve. They're always looking for ways to help other people. Unsuccessful people or poor people always looking for what's in it for them. See, the haves or the world class, they understand the value of service. Service is the rent we pay for the space on earth we occupy. Service is the rent we pay for the space on earth we occupy. Take a look at the most relationships today. If you ask the average person, what are they looking for in a relationship? Who are they looking for? They always talk about how they looking for someone who can provide something for them. That's 97% of the population that does that. 97% of the population. Now, why do I'm using this as an example because the same way they approach that relationship is how they approach everything else. How you do one thing is how you do everything. Why? It's because it's your core habits. Your core habits. You can train your core. You can become different. You can change yourself. But it comes with repetition. Repetition changes your core, folks. You can't say I'm going to change and you want to do one thing sometimes and expect change to take place. Repetition. Repetition becomes habit. When Michael Jordan got drafted by the Chicago Bulls, one weakness that they all said that he had was the jump shot. If you guys really follow Michael Jordan's career, he was always attacking the basket. He was always doing layups and dunks. His jump shot was not as good as his layups and jump shots. I mean, it's his jump shots. So what did he do? They said he was shooting like 400 or 500 jumpers by himself at practice, before practice and after practice. 400 or 500 jump shots. He mastered it so well, it became his weapon. Ladies and gentlemen, that is called attack your lack. Attack your lack. That's what he did. He attacked his lack. He was lacking the ability to make consistent jump shots. He mastered it so well, he started putting fade shots to it. When he started putting fade shots to it, then he started doing spin moves, put you on his back, and then switch over here and come this way and shoot a fade jumper in your mouth. And it hit all net. He will be able to do it each direction. He committed himself to being great. He committed himself to mastering the jump shot. That is why he was the halves in basketball versus the average NBA player was the have-nots. Why were they the have-nots? Because they did not commit the time, the dedication as Michael Jordan did. And you saw the result of it when they played in the basketball games in the NBA. What you commit yourself to, folks, is what is going to highlight you in under the lights. What you commit yourself to will highlight you under the lights. If you're committing yourself to being fed propaganda and a whole lot of bullshit, a lot of bullshit comes out of your mouth. I'm telling you guys right now, you guys don't believe me? Take a look at the people's posts on social media, on Facebook. Have conversations with people. You can guess and you can pretty much tell what they have entertaining their consciousness. Pay attention to it. Start. As a matter of fact, make it a project of yours. Make it a research of yours. Don't take my word for it. Just pay attention to a lot of people or what they're saying, and then figure out what they're allowed to put in their mind. And you will see exactly what I'm talking about. Start with their Facebook posts. Take a look at what they post. See, some people believe that, oh, I'm not this way, I just post this. Folks, that's not even science. You can't move or operate against your paradigm. Your paradigm creates your life. It runs your life. I'm not saying you can't have humor. Everybody, you guys see I have humor. I post something funny earlier today. I post something yesterday. I post something funny a few days ago. But you don't see my page is flooded with that. My page is mostly flooded with stuff that's going to help educate, to help uplift the masses. Humanitarian education. Stuff that's going to help move you forward. Help you be aware and consciousness of the things that's going on around you. That's what the most of my page is for. Yes, I throw some humor in here. Why do you see these things on my posts all the time? Because I've shown you in many videos prior to this, a lot of books that I'm reading to help gain my education. I just got out of a cybersecurity school, got my certificate. Now I get calls every day. It's a matter of time before I land a contract. Every call is not a match, but it's going to be a matter of time before I land my first contract for cybersecurity. I dedicate myself to these things, folks. I dedicate myself to making myself more valuable to the marketplace. You're never too old. If you put a mirror in front of your face and you breathe and that mirror fogs up, that means you're alive. And as long as you're alive, you should never stop learning. Never stop learning. But you got to be careful what you allow to put into your mind. See, the haves spends their time on reading. If they're watching TV, I bet you one thing, they're probably watching stuff like Bloomberg television. They want to know what the stock market is doing. They want to know what politician is trying to change the course of their business. They look paying attention to stuff like that if they're going to watch television. But they rarely do. They rarely do. People say, why don't they have commercials, TV commercials for Bentleys, Rolls Royce, or Lamborghinis? Because those are so much of high-end cars, they don't need commercials. That's not it. The reason why you don't see those commercials because they don't spend advertising dollars putting their product in commercials where rich folks aren't located. They don't put it on TV because they know the rich folks don't spend time watching TV. Think about that, folks. They don't spend time paying for ads for people who can't afford those cars because they know the wealthy folks, they ain't spending time watching television. Take a look at your average home that's worth millions of dollars. It has a library in it. The average home that is worth over $1 million has a library. Now, here's what you have to ask yourself. Did the person buy that home because of the library, or did that library allow them to buy it? Think about it. You have people posting stuff about rich folks in their personal drama all the time. All the time. Why? Why? People always want to air out other people's dirty laundry, but they're ready to fight someone when they air out their dirty laundry. Stay in your lane. Focus on your wealth. Focus on your family. Getting your family to the next level. Getting your community to the next level. Worry about what's going to go on in your kids' education. What's going to go on? What's going on in your education? Focus on things like that. See, that's the problem with us, folks. And people wonder why that life is so shitty for them because they allow shitty things to entertain their consciousness. Your higher self conceives, your physical brain receives, and your physical mind perceives. Y'all didn't get that. I'm going to repeat that. Your higher self conceives, your physical brain receives, and your physical mind perceives. That's something to think about. I ain't saying. I'm just saying. People get mad at the rich folks. You rich SOB. All they're doing is doing it for the rich. Well, why don't you get rich then? Why don't you get rich then? Because life, folks, is only fair to this many people. Life is only fair to this many people, this amount of people. Now, I'm not saying that it's right. I'm just telling you what is. It's fair to that many people. We're in inflation right now. Do you think that's by accident? Who's benefiting from inflation? Everybody. You got to realize, folks, people benefit from chaos. The mainstream media benefit from lying. They can't tell you the truth. If they tell you the truth, they wouldn't be needed. They have to lie on the opposing person. See, the news folks don't sell news anymore. They sell narratives. The news don't sell news anymore. They sell narratives. Narrative sells. Narrative is something they come up with to make you believe, because they know the lower income people don't do shit but watch TV. So they entertain you with bullshit, and they get paid off bullshit. Y'all don't get it. You don't get it. But you know who they don't fool? They don't fool the halves. It's people who are like the half that's trying to educate you, trying to tell you to stay away from this shit. But the mainstream media is telling you that the people who's trying to educate you are racist. They know that's the only platform that they can use to get lower level people to buy in. They've been doing it for years. They've been doing it since Lyndon B. Johnson. Who benefits from lying to you? Not only the rich, people who owns the mainstream media. Find out who are they in bed with. Find out what stocks that they invested in Wall Street. See, they don't allow the market to do its job. They try to manipulate the market, like this new Green Deal crap that they putting out here. And then take a look at who was invested in the stock market on these green companies. That's worse than inside trading. Market manipulation is worse than inside trading. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. Stop watching the bullshit, people. So what am I getting at? What am I talking about in all of this? What list of things that I'm mentioning right now? That is dedicating yourself to lifelong learning. If you are relying on the mainstream media to teach you, it's a wonder you're not even dead already. I'm going to repeat that. If you are relying on the mainstream media to educate you, it's a wonder why you're not even dead already. If you want to grow, you got to be in the know. And if you're watching the mainstream media, and that mainstream media is predominantly ran by one political party, you don't know what the opposition is. You can't grow that way. You can't grow in biasness. You got to understand, folks, no matter how flat you cook a pancake, it always have two sides. And see, when poor people vote, they only vote for one side of the party. Rich people vote on both sides. It doesn't matter if it's Democrat or Republican for them. They vote for the interests of their business and their lives. I'm not speaking as a Republican or Democrat. I'm an independent. And I'm not getting into politics right here. But what I'm sharing with you is the difference between the haves and the have-nots, and that's mindset. If it's a Republican that's going to be beneficial to them as what they see in their policies, that's going to help their businesses, and guess what's going to happen? They'll vote for that Republican. If it's a Democrat, they'll vote for that Democrat. But things have taken so much of a turn with Democrats this year. You see a whole lot of companies leaving Democratic-ran cities and coming down to Florida and Texas. And these real estate companies are buying these homes straight cash and increasing the rent, causing inflation in rent. So they're benefiting off of inflation because they left places where they was hurting for money due to the policies of Democrats. And sometimes that happens with Republicans as well. And so it's about policy, not party. You have to learn. See, the haves knows how to vote on policy, not on not popularity. Mindset, people. And as I mentioned, the next thing is dedicating yourself to lifelong learning. We live in an economy where you have to keep learning. They have artificial intelligence now. They have kiosk machines inside of McDonald's and Wendy's, taking away people's jobs. They have self-checkouts at Walmart, taking away cashiers. They're coming out with machines that's flipping burgers. You're going to get rid of cooks at McDonald's. Are you going to be a sitting duck? Or are you going to commit yourself to lifelong learning? It's something you need to be thinking about, people. Nobody got time to fuck around. Commit yourself to lifelong learning. There's a poem I'm going to share with you guys. It goes, 2 men looked out from prison bars. One saw mud, the other saw stars. One was optimistic, people. One was optimistic. I'm going to repeat that poem. 2 men looked out from prison bars. One saw mud, the other saw stars. That means that one person was optimistic and saw opportunity beyond the prison bars, and the other did not. One was dedicated to lifelong learning. The other was not. They're going to be delivering packages to your door with drones soon. If you had 2 UPS drivers, one driver said, man, they're coming up with this technology. They're trying to take food from my family. And the other said, well, I need to go learn how to fly drones. You understand the difference? You see the mindset difference there? Who do you think is going to be successful between the two? The one who's going to moan and groan because they come up with new technology, or the one who's going to dedicate himself to learn how to utilize that technology? Who's going to be more successful, people? It's something you have to really think about this. Committing yourself to lifelong learning. What is another thing I'm adding to this list? Stay away from negative and sensitive people and cynical people. Stay away from them, because contagiously unconsciousness behavior. You around somebody who's always bitching and moaning about life all the time. Folks, that is not somebody you listen. I heard Steve Harvey say the best thing you can do for a poor person is not be with them. The best thing you can do for a poor person is not be with them. They want socialism. What is socialism? You get rich so that I can eat. Nobody wants to get off their ass. Nobody wants to go work for themselves. Grind. They blame capitalism for them being poor. They think capitalism is a dirty word. I've never heard someone describe capitalism better than a gentleman by the name of Dr. Dennis Kimbrough, college professor out of Clark University in Atlanta. Dennis Kimbrough described capitalism better than I have ever heard someone describe capitalism. What did he say about capitalism? He said it's not a dirty word. If you break down the Latin derivative of the word capitalism, you have the word caput. C-A-P-U-T, caput. In Latin, what does the word caput means in Latin? It means head. So in order to do well and succeed in a capitalist society, we must use our what? Our head. Dr. Dennis Kimbrough said that. He described capitalism better than I've ever heard anybody describe capitalism. Look him up too. Dr. Dennis Kimbrough. Kimbrough with a K. Kimbrough. He wrote the book, Think and Grow Rich, a Black choice. The Black version of Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. Look him up. Follow him. Buy his book. Read. Dedicate yourself to lifelong learning. If you want to be with the, and I'm not saying you have to be a multimillionaire to be in the haves. Just a nice steady stream of income and knowing how to operate with that income. You can still be in the haves and not be a multimillionaire. So am I saying this to you folks? I'm not telling you to go out there and just be the richest man in Babylon. Okay? That's another book you need to pick up. The Richest Man in Babylon. Pick that book up. So again, stay away from negative and cynical people, people who just sit around and just bitch and moan about life all the time. Because guess what, folks? Life is the same every single day. It's about what we do with it. It's about what we do with it. It's going to be today. It's going to be the same tomorrow. It's going to be the same day. It's going to be the same the day after that and the day after that. The only difference is the date. The only difference is what we're doing in it. We have the same 24 hours in a day as someone who is a multi-billionaire. Elon Musk had the same amount of hours in his day than somebody who was broke, busted, and disgusted. The difference is what they are doing with those days. Outside of money, of course. I'm speaking outside of money. I'm talking about mindset. What does Elon Musk commit himself to? Lifelong learning. The man's getting ready to buy Twitter. I'm projecting that he's going to buy CNN. CNN is going to be in trouble. CNN already just lost CNN Plus streaming services because of how they operate. Already. I'm predicting Elon Musk is going to make an effort to buy CNN as well. I ain't saying. I'm just saying. Man is already getting ready to buy Twitter. I think he's tied for owning the most shares in Twitter right now. You think he got rich because somebody gave it to him? He's rich because he committed himself to lifelong learning. This man got several companies, not only just Tesla. He also has SpaceX. This man is building rockets. The man has artificial intelligence, an artificial intelligence company. He also invented and working on this thing called a Hyperloop, where you can travel in a tube, in a pod in a tube that goes over 600 to 700 miles per hour. You can then apply for a job in California if you live on the East Coast, because you can get to California in 40, 45 minutes in a Hyperloop. Richard Branson also working on that same technology. Committing yourself to lifelong learning. Stop spending time watching the goddamn television. Turn the damn TVs off. Turn it off for 1 week. Pick up a book, read. Look at people who are successful. Find ways to reaching out to people who are successful, even if it's somebody in your community who is successful. Reach out to them. Instead of hating on them, love on them. See, that's the problem with poor people. They want to hate on everybody who's doing well. Instead of hating on those people, reach out to them and ask how they got there. Ask what it took for them to get there. That's what unsuccessful people, they don't do that. Instead, they hate on them. They try to find the dirtiest things about them and exploit it to the public. That's what poor people do. They got just as much dirty ass laundry than anybody else. But they want to spend their time on other people's laundry. And the more they do it, the poorer they get. Why is that? Because you're sitting idle and you're not doing something to help yourself. And the more you sit idle, we live in a universe that constantly moves, even while we sleep. If you're sitting idle in a universe that's moving, that means poverty is chasing you, it's going to catch you. Laziness travels so slow that poverty will soon overtake it. Is that the kind of life y'all living? Is that what you want? And some of you think because you might have a little government job, you think you're safe? Your government job cannot even handle inflation. So many people I know in the government right now asking for roommates. They trying to rent rooms out. They got to deal with somebody else to come live with them who ain't even clean, who probably don't even eat healthy, go in the restroom and tear the whole house up because they can't stand the smell of that person that they allow to live in their house when they go to the bathroom. Who wants that? Yeah. Folks, if you want better in life, you must become better. If you want more out of life, you have to become more valuable. How does that happen? It happens by providing a service, committing yourself to lifelong learning, and stay away from people who don't want anything in life. I didn't say you can't love them. I'm telling you, you can't spend your time around those people. Dr. Dennis Kimbrough said, if you're the smartest person in your group, then you need to find a new group. What did he mean by that? Because people take that out of context. He's not saying leave behind people that you're better than just because you're better than. He is saying leave behind people who don't want to get better. If you can't change the people around you, if you can't change the people around you, then you must change the people around you. He also said, if you're hanging around 9 broke people, eventually you'll be number 10. I ain't saying. I'm just saying. Spend 1 hour a day reading a book. Spend 1 hour a day reading a book. Let me say that again. Spend 1 hour a day reading a book. And I challenge you, turn the TV off for a week. Spend an hour a day reading a book, a self-help book, a book that's going to help you grow. I guarantee you, you will feel your mindset will start to have a little shift to it. And I guarantee you, you will feel a lot differently in that week. I dare you to do it. Turn the TV off for a week. Read a book for an hour a day for that week. And watch yourself at the end of the week. And once you see the difference, start to see a difference, then I'm going to challenge you to do it for a whole year. And I guarantee you that next year, you will see things happen in your life that you never could imagine. Let me share something with you guys real quick. Have you guys heard of this electric car company called Fisker? There's a company called Fisker. They came out some years ago in earlier 2000s. They called Fisker Karma. They went back to the drawing board because that car didn't have success. Now they came out with another vehicle. It's an SUV called Fisker Ocean. And guess what? them and myself have been going back and forth in emails because I'm talking to head honchos of these major technology companies to bring on board to a major project I'm going to be involved in. I couldn't have done this 10 years ago. I didn't have that mindset. I didn't have the charisma. I didn't have that swag to do it. It's about who you're around, folks. I'm in touch with royal families. I'm communicating with people in royal families over in Jordan. Little old me. And I'm not saying this to impress you. I'm saying this to impress upon you that if I can have this success, if I can find ways to get in touch with these huge people, talking deals with these people, then you better do it. Not that if I can do it, you can do it. If I can do it, you better do it. Because I don't expect, I don't hope for great things. I don't hope that you go out and do great things. I'm expecting you to go out and do great things. But you got to commit yourself to lifelong learning, folks. You got to surround yourself with better people. One of my teachers in speaking name is Les Brown. He called it OQP. What is OQP? Only quality people. Spend your time around only quality people. And ladies, you will find a better man to date. Men, you will find better women to date. If you dedicate yourself to being around quality people, only quality people. Change your network. Your network will determine your net worth. How about that? Can I say that again? Your network will determine your net worth. Why is that? Why is that happening? Why is that possible? Why does your network determine your net worth? Why? Show me your friends. I'll show you your future. Show me your friends. I'll show you your future. That's the difference between the haves and the have-nots. It's not outside of money. It's the mindset. Committing itself to lifelong learning. Dedicating themselves to and providing service. My dad said to me once, a long time ago, probably like in the early 90s, before he passed away, he said, son, if you ever want to be rich, then look at what poor people do and don't do what they do. Do what the rich people do. It's all the opposite. That's all it is, folks. It's all the opposite. The haves read, the have-nots don't read. The haves don't spend time watching television. The have-nots spend a lot of time watching television. The haves mind their business. The have-nots minds everybody else's business. The haves don't spend their time around people who ain't worth jack shit. The have-nots spend all their time around people who ain't worth jack shit. The haves looking for ways to help others. The have-nots is looking what's in it for me. We live in a life where everybody want to be served before they provide a service. You have a whole lot of women who have conditions on when they can be submissive. Most of them ain't finding the man they want. They're settling for somebody who they can't even submit to because they're not a submissive woman. There's a difference between being submissive and being a submissive woman. Being a woman that can be submissive versus a submissive woman. A submissive woman is who she is to the core. She's going to submit to a guy who, even if he doesn't deserve to be submissive to, but she will move on from him though, because she will see that he's undeserving. A woman who can be submissive will only want to be submissive if she sees that guy is worthy of it. And if he's not worthy of it, she stick around and think that, oh, it's just a toxic relationship. There's a difference, folks. There's a difference. That's the difference between the haves and the have-nots. Haves are submissive and feminine women in regards to relationships. Take a look at them. Take a look at all these guys who the women are wanting. That 3% of the men that they want, they all are with submissive women. Take a look at them. They might go over to Thailand or something and get them, but guess what? Those women are born and raised to be submissive. That's culture for them. So men are going after the culture of submissive women. I ain't saying. I'm just saying. And I'm just using this as an example of mindset. It's not to knock any woman. Just telling you what is. You can't get mad that the fucking sky is blue because you want it to be orange. Do the research yourself. You will see exactly what I'm talking about. Take a look at the man that you claim that you want, this super guy, mystery man that you want. Take a look at those type of guys and see the type of women that they date. And do they look like you? Guys, same way with you. I'm just not just humping on the women here. Men, the same way. You want Beyonce? You want Rihanna or whatever? Take a look at who they dated. Take a look at who these dimes that you claiming. Take a look at who they date. Take a look at, not when I say take a look at, I'm not talking about looks. Because it's different when a man looking for a female versus a female looking for a man. Women date in hypergamy. But I'm saying this, and I'm using this only as an example, folks. So men, we looking at who these women are dating, take a look at these guys' net worth. The type of women that you want, take a look at who they're dating and what this guy can provide for them. Facts. So I hope you guys understand what we talked about this evening. I hope this has been helpful. If this has been helpful, please put that in the comments. Just say thank you. This has been helpful. I don't expect everybody to agree to what I'm saying. Do your research, go out there and get out, but you got to do your research and cut the TV off. And stop using tools that's going to poison your mindset. Even if you have to go to the library, do it. Because Google is not going to give you everything. Google is going to give you only what they want you to get. You have to do a deep dive. So if I've helped you guys, I appreciate it if you would let me know that. I want you guys, again, to do me a favor. I'm going to ask you for 3 favors. First favor is to share the video. Okay, we got Bunny. Good to see you. Good to see you. This is Nakina. Hey, Nakina. Thank you for stopping. I didn't know you was in here. See, you was hiding all this time. So Nakina said this has been extremely helpful. Thank you for a powerful message. Oh, that is so sweet. Thank you very much. And Quintina Tink also sent her message out there. Great info. Awesome job as always, Pumpkin. Yes, they call me Pumpkin, folks. So don't y'all be calling me Pumpkin. Only 2 people call me Pumpkin. That's Quintina and that's Nakina. Don't y'all be trying to call me Pumpkin. I'm gonna get you. Thank you guys for stopping in. So do me a favor, folks. Share this video. Those of you who are watching on YouTube and Twitch, please like, share the video as well on Twitch. Those of you who are watching on LinkedIn, please share this video on LinkedIn. Those of you who are watching in my Tampa Bay Friends and Events group, please share the video. I really appreciate you guys for stopping in. That's the first favor I'm asking of you. So make sure you do that, folks. Make sure I'm going to put it up here just to remind you one more time. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you're on Twitch and YouTube, please subscribe. I did get a follower on Facebook, though. I don't know which page they follow, but I appreciate it. I think her name is Maria Price, I think. I want to shout out to her. Thank you for following on Facebook. Uh, Listen, folks, I got a second uh, request that I'm going to ask of you, and that is to look on the bottom as you see that scrolling by. I ask for small donations to my podcast, $20 or less. I don't ask for a lot of money. Why do I ask for donations to the podcast? It's only for the podcast, not to me. I'm okay with money. I don't need your money. Why do I ask for this? Eventually, I might need a new light. See the light here? I might need a camera. I got a laptop here. So it's just to keep up with the equipment, keep up with the technology, keep up with the time. As you can see the background here, I got a background. Y'all don't see this window. Remember I used to see this window behind me? You don't see that window anymore. You see my backdrop here, professional black backdrop. You see my logos on the backdrop. Look at that. See, J. Lee Speaks right here. Wealth Summit Tours over there. I got other logos. I got Security Hack, my security, cybersecurity firm. Real estate, JHL Real Estate Development is up there. So you guys see, so to get this banner, some of your donations to the podcast help that. I pay most of it, but I use some of the money for the donations to the podcast. So that's what this is for, folks. Don't send me a lot of money. I'm not asking for a lot of money. I will reject it if you send me a lot of money. I'm only asking for a small amount, $20 or less. It could be $5. That's all. Okay. So my last request, my last favor I'm asking of you is to do me this bigger favor, folks, and that is to sing like no one can hear you, dance like no one can see you, love like you've never been hurt, and live like it's heaven on earth. I'm Jay Hunter Lee. I love you, and the world needs you, and it ain't nothing you can do about it. So stop that damn texting and driving. Peace and blessings, folks. See you next time.